I think O'Malley's got, just because he's lost twice to Merab, 2 more wins before he gets that back. But let's rewind here, because what we're doing is totally assuming that Merab's going to win.
No, I'm saying regardless of if it's Merab or Sandhagen, is O'Malley clearly the next guy?
Don't know about that.
It's a question. I'm asking you a question.
Yeah, I think that the 135-pound division, honestly, it's typically the 155-pound division that's the most stacked. I think the 135-pound division is the most stacked division in the UFC right now. There are so many just killers in that weight class that let's see, rewind again. Like, Sandhagen presents a very different problem for Merab. What does Merab do? He beats you with cardio, he beats you with pressure, and he's kind of a shit talker in the octagon, right? Like, he walked around O'Malley, specifically the second bout, constantly talking shit. O'Malley is faster than him, he's longer than him, but he couldn't find Merab. O'Malley was trying to fight him. Merab was moving around, pop, moving around, take him down, beat him up, hold on to his back, and then let him stand up, because O'Malley did do good at standing up in that second match, and then consistently just kept doing that on repeat. So I feel like Sandhagen presents a much harder problem for Merab to solve, because he's even longer than O'Malley.
He's super unpredictable.
He's got a bit of a Dominic Cruz vibe to him, where his movements are very unorthodox. They're off rhythm. I think that that's going to present a serious problem.
Weird angles, weird footwork.
Super weird angles.
Just, like, talks himself through crazy moments where he could be, getting tapped and, sneaks out of it.
But I'm glad you brought up getting tapped, because, dude, Sandhagen's got nasty submission skills too.
Well, so when he's a dominant wrestler, and I was watching, some footage of him working with Trevor Whitman and, working on wrestling and the craziness of going 7 rounds against a fresh dude every time to work on your wrestling. Like, I think he's preparing in a way that puts him in a really good position to potentially come up on top in this fight.
Sandhagen has said that winning the belt for him isn't necessarily something that, like, sets the mark on his legacy. For him, he wants to be the best mixed martial artist that you ever talk about in the history of mixed martial arts. I love that mentality. Also, what I love is when Sandhagen made the move over to Onyx with Trevor Whitman. Yeah, that's Justin Gaethje. That's, it used to be Rose Namajunas. It's clearly Kamaru Usman's camp as well. Like, when he moved over there, he turned a corner on his striking, which was already world class. I think that, and I was just watching footage today of Sandhagen running through the mountains that we were just at a couple weeks ago, sprinting up literally past Red Rocks. Like, this guy is doing everything to get that conditioning into an unreal state.
Well, and this might be his first competing for a championship belt, but he's had a lot of main events. He's not a stranger to a 5-round fight. 8? I was going to say, I think he's had 6, so 8, correct me. So he knows that Merab's got crazy cardio. He's working on his cardio. He knows what it's like to prepare for a 5-round fight. I think he's got all the pieces in place to, when Merab comes in to try and do a takedown, have some funky movement, hit him with a knee, hit him with an uppercut.
And who do we know other than fucking Cory Sandhagen to finish a fight with a knee? I believe it was Frankie Edgar. He kneed to the goddamn Shadow Realm. It was a ridiculous finish, one where I was watching. The half of me is like, oh my God, and the other half is like, dude, Frankie Edgar's got a family and kids. Like, he bashed his fucking skull in. It was nasty. I guess I'm curious as to what the mentality is when you see a guy like Merab on the tear that he's on. He's clearly looking like a Khabib. And I don't like to make the comparisons because I have thoughts on...
I think he's a more fun watch than Khabib.
I think he's definitely a more fun watch than Khabib. Khabib did what he did better than anybody who's ever done it, right? But in all due respect to him. However, Merab will stand and bang. He'll talk shit. He'll dance around with you.
He'll pick you up and bring you back into the center of the
octagon. He'll
octagon.
Khamzat Chimaev your ass across the damn octagon and then throw you down in front of the matchmakers. I'm just wondering what kind of mentality it takes for a Cory Sandhagen to be like, this is how I beat this guy. When you saw O'Malley, who was at the top of his game, when you saw Jan, who was the boogeyman of this division and the champion, get annihilated by Merab. I just, look, I'm not a fighter. I just talk about the sport. I don't know what it takes to beat this guy right now. I got a lot of love for Sandhagen. We got a lot of people out in Denver. But if I'm being truthful right now, like, I don't know if Sandhagen gets it done.
I think if there's anyone who can, it's him.
Yeah.
Truthfully, I think if there's anyone who can do it, I think it's Cory. And I'm just really excited for the co-main and the main event. I think they're going to be super fun watches.